can you go to a salon and trust a hairstylist to ask for not just the service, but a nice look or a nice cut or anything like that, and your stylist don't even look like what you asking for? Let's talk about that right now. And I know y'all like, what? I told y'all, we coming with it. We coming with it. We gonna talk about some things, and hopefully you guys can understand, because what we're trying to do is I want to talk to the cosmetologist or the hairstylist and the clients, because these are the things that we talk about around the kitchen table. We talk about this when we're at home after we get our services done, or on the phone with our girlfriend, and we complain and we talk about things. And this video, I wanted to hold both sides accountable, because I've seen it a lot, and I'm just like, you couldn't pay. I don't believe you. So this is, how can you trust a hairstylist? So I have seen where hairstylists have came to work. They're angry. First of all, they're mad that they made it. I don't know why I booked this appointment so early. But when they get to the salon and they have their clients sitting in the lobby, when the client has to go, when you come in there, the woman has a bonnet on her hair. So I'll do that a little later. Right now, let me just get these people rocking and rolling. Then when I wake up real good, I'll take care of myself. So you come over there, the client, and you got your phone, and you was like, listen, I'm acting it out. Listen, I was wondering, can you do this? And she's like, what you want with that? You leaving hair out? You know, y'all, that's your consultation. You leaving hair out, like, what we doing? You want a color? I don't have that color, but what you want? The clothes are unkept. She literally rolled out of bed. She wearing some slides. Now, I'm older, but back then we would say she's a foot dragger. So they come in there looking like a foot dragger, and you go over there and you showing her, let me see who's a popular, I loved, what's her name? Jada Waiter, Betty Boop, her pink curls, hairstyle. Now you showing her this, and you looking at her hair, you can't even see her hair, and you see the weave hanging out of it, and she got the bonnet on, but you think she gonna make you look like that. How can you trust a cosmetologist or a hairstylist that don't even care how they come out the house and look? You think they're gonna care about what you look like? Now, granted, God give the gift without repentance. I know, y'all. I know. And it's not going to be a very long video. He does give the gift without repentance. But however, that's like me. And I'm going to tell you this story. I have a friend that has a Tesla, right? I have a bunch of friends that have Teslas, right? And I was like, I really like the car. However, I'm like, I'm scared of the Tesla, because it was at one time, you would hear these kids going to the prom, they had Tesla, getting a car accident. I had saw a lot of car accidents, so I'm like, ooh, something wrong with the Tesla. And I had a good friend said, no, the Tesla is this and that. You know, they had their Tesla, I think by now, I think it's been like 2 or 3 years, and they were like, no, the Tesla's cool. And then he said, well, wait a minute, you got a Tesla? Now that, you know, that was a petty response, but he said, you got a Tesla? I said, no. He said, oh, you had a Tesla? I said, no. He said, you ever drove a Tesla? I said, no. He said, so what we talking about? So I was like, nah, you didn't have to say it like that, but it made sense. It's like, why would I listen? He's like telling me, because he has one. He's telling me what the Tesla is like, but I'm trying to tell him what I seen in the news and on TikTok and all these different things, and the Tesla is bad. Well, I done had my Tesla. I paid $12 worth of gas to charge my Tesla. These are the great things about Tesla. I've never been in an accident with a Tesla. The Tesla, you know, because his car drives up and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh. So he had common sense to know, like, I don't even know why I'm going back and forth with you, because you never even had one. You don't know what it's like. So why would I go back and forth with you to make you believe something? You gonna believe me because I got it. I'm showing you. I can tell you the experience of it. But a lot of us, we come into the salons. I'm not one of them, because I'm telling you right now, if I'm sitting in a chair, first of all, if you 30 minutes late, it'll be a 1. If you 15 minutes late for me, I'm out the door. I have to see you there. So if you're not even there, I'm not even wasting my time, right? But, oh, they playing music. I'm sorry, I'm outside. But a lot of you will see your, and you know what you say? Well, when she do fix herself up, she look good. But we are walking billboards. When we go out, or when I'm in a store and someone says, oh, who cut your hair? And I say, oh, I cut my hair. Or guess what? They want what I got because I look good in it. But if I'm going out to the store with a bonnet on my head, or pulled back in a ponytail, my clothes don't look right, and I'm out and about, you think somebody's going to even approach me? Because guess what they saying? Well, it looked like she had a nice haircut, but she ain't doing nothing with it. Nobody's going to come and ask me to do their hair. So what? You know that she is a person that can do the hair, because you've seen other people and you're saying, well, she do hair and it's doing good. But when you say, well, my God, when the last time she washed it? Oh, I'll be sitting there saying, is she going to wash my hair? So now you're not getting a consultation. She looked like she just rolled out of the bed. She looked like a foot dragger. I'm sorry, y'all. Then you go in there. They start the service. She may have an assistant, or she wash your hair. Then you're noticing things. The products don't look professional. You don't care because you in. And she finally came to work, and she's doing your hair. So you're in there. You're getting your shampoo done. Let's pray that that's what you're getting done, because you're doing your hair. You're getting this. We talking about pixie cuts. I'm using that as an example. So you're getting that done, and then you're gonna turn around, and then she's gonna mold you, right? And then she's gonna curl you. So I'm just using this as an example. Then you get your hair curled. Now you're sitting, wait, before you do that, you're going to sit in the dryer for an hour and a half. Now, you barely got any hair on your head. She hasn't talked to you about the cut. She's not telling you what she's about to do. She's not giving you anything. You just rolling with the punches. So you don't know what you're going to look like. You just roll the dice. And you can't go by how she look. You can't go by how she dressed, because you can tell she don't care about hers. So what makes you think she going to care about her work? You didn't think about that. We are walking billboards. We are salesmen. When I worked in my salon, well, not my salon, my friend's salon in North Carolina, Fallon's salon, people wanted their hair done just because the way we carried ourselves and looked. We could be in the salon. I had a lady, I told Fallon, I said, now, why did you cut that lady? I had a mohawk. That lady was like 70 years old. She cut the mohawk. It didn't look right on her, but the lady paid her money. Fallon was like, hey, it is what it is. But that's how much of an influence I had, that they was walking like, I want my hair like hers. When we went out, people would come and try to make appointments. We're like, listen, we out. But that's the kind of hairstylist that you want. You want the hairstylist that even when she run into the store, she looked like somebody. But a lot of you don't care, and a lot of you, your spirits match and your energy matches, and you can vibe with her and you can understand, because a lot of you do the same thing. You come out the house looking any kind of way. You don't care if you know, even though if you're married or you have children, you're a representation of your household. You don't even care about that. This person don't care about how they represent their household, their children, their husbands. And if they're single and they have a business, they don't care about how they represent the business. But you're going to trust her to make sure your hair is in great condition, your scalp is good. She's going to put the right type of products on your hair. She's going to give you the style that you want. She's going to give you the service you want. But she's not doing it for herself. I find that to be a bit a problem, y'all. I just do. And I keep saying, how do you trust someone that operates that way? And I know it sounds like I'm judging. And I don't want to judge people, because I don't want to judge people. But at the same time, if I don't call it out, then how are you not going to recognize it? And sometimes we just so used to the culture being a certain way that we fine with it. I've never been fine with it. From the time I was at a salon, I think my first salon, the first salon I went to was Miss Mildred in the city, in Liberty City. And Miss Mildred was an older lady, but she knew how to take care of my hair, because she was telling my mom Okay, I'm about to do this. I'm going to run and relax on the ends. She was walking my mom through those things, right? And I know, hey, sometimes I'm busy. I'm trying to get them in and out. But then schedule them appropriately. Come in there and let that customer, that client get excited when they see you, be like, ooh, girl, you looking cute. Make me look cute too. This is what I want. And give them that excitement to know that you got up early in the morning to get yourself together, laid and everything, to get in there and to give them the best of you and to be able to give them the best service. And when they know, I'm going to use this for instance too. So my hairstylist, we always tell her how much she inspired us. She said all the time, customers would come in there. Tony, I'm talking about Tony. Clients would come to her, and she's like, "Oh, you did my hair." And one of the things, my girlfriends and I, when we was going to, I was going to Miami-Dade, right? And the Jackie Hair Salon had, and I think Jackie now is in Atlanta. I'm not sure, but Jackie Hair Salon, I think it started out ahead of Jackie, something like that, but it was always, from what I know, Jackie had a time when I started going. And they had the special, they had the college special. It was $35. You can get at the time, you can get like a wash, and they always kept a wash, and whatever, a basic style, like a curl, a mold, or the scrunches. Now I'm taking it back. Now I used to kill them scrunches, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And so couldn't wait for Wednesday. I'd be like, girl, I got my $35 and my $5 tip. And we would go, and I would get the service done, and it was fast too. You'd be in and out. But what I really looked forward to, I already knew my hair was going to be on point because my stylist, Tony, she was a cutter. She knew how to style. She was a perfectionist when it came to her skill sets, right? So I wasn't even worried. But I wanted to just be in the atmosphere. I wanted to feel like those women were walking around, felt like. They were walking around with confidence. They were walking around dressed from head to toe. Tony wore the pants, and she was a linen girl, and she would wear white, never got it dirty. She always kept a short cut. To this day, she has a short little pixie cut. She has a tiny little face. Jackie was like glamour. She was the glamour girl. Then we had the Jamaican lady, I can't remember her name. She had the dreads, but she had different styles, and her outfit was like Jamaican-y. She was just into her culture. We had even the eyebrow girl. Oh God, what is her name? Because her and Tony's still friends. Even the eyebrow girl, all she did was eyebrows. Now she's a cosmetologist, a licensed cosmetologist. Can't think of her name. If y'all in Miami and y'all know who I'm talking about, she was light skinned. She would do some eyebrows. You hear me? But she was decked out. She would be like real sexy and real classy and glamour, very contempo. But we'd be like, ooh, look what she wearing. Oh, I'm going to do that. Because it inspired us. Because they cared so much about how they looked. And they understood that you can't be asking for money if you don't look like money. So I wanted to be in the atmosphere, and I wanted to learn. And I watched them, how they sat, how they talked, and they just inspired me. And I always wanted to make sure, no matter what, I said, you know what, no matter what, because my mom was like that too. No matter what goes on in my life, I'm going to always make sure I take care of myself. I may fall off every now and then, but because of these women, I trust them and the way they carry themselves and the way they respect our community. I want to make sure that I look like that. And because I was going there all the time, guess what, y'all? I became a cosmetologist because of Tony, because of the women in there and how they carried themselves. The nail tech, everybody was on point. And guess what? They had certain colors. You were black or you were white. And her salon was black and white. And it was on point. Beautiful, beautiful salon. So I say this to you guys because I don't understand, why are you patronizing hairstylists that don't respect themselves or don't care about their craft or don't care about whatever, and coming in there and you trusting them to give you what you want? And then most of the times y'all leaving out of there, and like, she did that, but I was there for 8 hours. She did my hair, but she didn't use no good chemicals. My hair didn't even last, right? She came in. You know why all that stuff happened? She doesn't care about her business. He doesn't care about his business. You are a number. I need $2,300 by Friday, or my lights and my rent I'm gonna be out the house. That's all she care about. She doesn't understand, or he doesn't understand, the fact that if I sharpened my skills, if I took better care of myself, when I walk out this door, I took pride in myself and the way I look, and that when I walk out this door, somebody's going to ask me for my card or ask me for my number and come to me to get my hair done, my business would be so much smoother. Somebody, when you come through the door and I don't come in, if your appointment is 8, I don't come in at 8:45. I come in at 7:30, so everything could be prepped. When my clients, when I book, they always saw me at the behind the chair. Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Thank you for coming on in here. Thank you. Woo, my light's gonna be on. Woo, my kids gonna be fed. That's what I be thinking. Thank God they showed up, right? So if she has the mentality of that, and she understands and say, hey, let me take better care of myself, because they coming, because my skills is good. I can cut. I can install and do some installation and slay hair. But my business side, my work ethics is suffering. Let me find another cosmetologist that I can gleam off and I can get better in it. Right? So it's okay that they done messed up or whatever. They come into the job looking like a foot dragger. But if one of y'all held them accountable and say, girl, I really want my hair done and everything, but is everything okay? Because you're not really representing for me. I'm kind of scared. I don't believe you're going to be able to do a great job. What kind of products? Y'all scared to ask them because they have an attitude. What kind of products is that you using? Not that I want to go buy it, but I can, because Amazon sell everything. But what you using on my hair? Can you give me a quick consultation? How you feel about this? You think I'm going to compromise my hair if I put that color on, or if I do that type of chemical service? Did something happen at home? Why you showed up to work like that? You're paying your money. Y'all paying deposits. Why would you trust someone that don't even care about how they look to the world? But you coming in there with glamour hairstyles and you want her, and let's say the hairstyle come out fire, but then when you finally take that down, your hair breaking off real bad. What do you say to that? What do you do then? So I'm bringing this up to you. I want you to hold, not just them, hold yourself accountable, because something is wrong with you if you believe that somebody is walking around looking halfway wrong. Even if your hair look good for those few days, what does your hair look like under that? If you got the shortcut, how long is that going to last? Which you shouldn't be looking for the hairstyle to last that long, like maybe a week, tie it on the sides or whatever. But if you use the right product, the foundation, if you wash the hair with the right product, right? Based on your density, based on your hair texture, right? If you put the right tool, the right products in your hair, right? If you cut the hair how it's supposed to be cut, if you do all those things, then guess what? You don't have to worry about trusting them, because you already know. When I came in there, I didn't come in there saying, oh, I hope she do a good stuff. Every time, I cannot say not one time in the 20 years that I have known and been to Tony, that I could ever tell you that she failed me. She was always there. She never called out. She never did any of those things. I can't tell y'all that. So what I'm saying to you is not just how can you trust someone that doesn't even invest in themselves, in their business, right? And trust them to make you look beautiful and make you feel better when they don't even feel good about themselves. How can you trust them? How come you don't hold them accountable? And if you don't do either or, then you have to say, well, what do I look like? Well, how do I carry myself? Well, why am I connected with this person? Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm a person that care about my looks and everything else, and I come into the salon and the hairstylist that I'm depending on to make me look good, and she look like trash, she like a foot dragger, she's not touching me. I'm like, oh, no. Let me call one of my girlfriends. Honey, can you call your hairstylist and see if she open? I need an appointment. I have somewhere to go. And honey, this is not working for me. And it's not about looking down. It's not about being bougie. It's keeping it real. I'm not going to give you my money, my hard-earned money, and come sit in the salon for hours just for you to give me whatever, to use the cheapest products, to do all. No. You know why? Because I think very highly of myself. I think good about myself. I love myself. People that love themselves, they don't get in relationships with just anybody to mistreat them. People that love themselves, they're going to treat themselves really good. They're going to give themselves the best. Because you know why? Because they love themselves. So if you go into a stylist that don't love herself, and you hoping that you can trust her, it's like being in a relationship with a man. If you dealing with a broken man or in a relationship period, and that person is broken, and you got your own issues, and you looking for them to help you be happy, oh, that's a major red flag. Not on their part, but on yours. So I pray that this video helps you. Please like. Y'all, please share. Subscribe. We will be on Salon Talk this Sunday. And please look out for the post. We will post it on Ask a Licensed Cosmetologist. When I say we, myself, Coach Lee, hair Coach Lee, and celebrity hairstylist and makeup artist Dawn Ferguson. We will be on this Sunday giving you the business on some of the stuff that I'm talking about to you guys. I pray this bless you. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.